Through this video we are going to learn about the life of Girolamo Savonarola. He is the forerunner of Martin Luther, the leader of religious reform. Year of birth, 1452 September 21st. Birthplace, in the town of Pera, in the Italian country. Savonarola was pious and intelligent from her childhood. As the days passed, he felt a lack of peace within himself. He read books by Thomas Aquinas because he was more interested in reading texts. So he repented and dedicated his life to God. In 1475 he became a monk in the Dominican monastery. He saw the world as Sodom in sight. Went to a monastery in the town of Florence. The people of the town lived their lives wasting their time on recreational sports and orgies. He preached in cities like Florence, but the people did not repent from their sins. The monks all came together and held a conference of monks. At that convention, he stood up boldly and condemned the sins of the congregation and the sins of the religious leaders. From that time on, he boldly preached in many places. His sermons on sin brought a great uproar among the people. People started crying over his sermon, and they were overcome with weeping, and wept. The temples began to multiply. Many artists and sages came to hear him preach. He served 8 years in the city of Florence alone. Authorities in the town questioned him and tried in various ways to stop him from preaching. The people in the city of Florence were saddened by their disgraceful lives. Threw away the nasty texts. Began to learn Savonarola's sermon. They started worshipping God in the temple and the poor were supported. The mirage eroticism was thrown away. The hellish idols found in the house were thrown away. Thus God made powerful use of Savonarola. Although his sermon caused a stir among the people, the religious leaders there, including the Roman Pope and the clergy, became increasingly angry. The Pope lived a wicked and depraved life, so he angrily persecuted Savonarola and expelled him from the church. In 1498, Alexander VI was burned in the middle of the city of Florence by order of the Pope. Many of today's believers have little or no knowledge of such godly men. He knows the staff who run the big congregations and the singers who play the cassettes. The ones who gave their head for Christ were unknown. Today, we have the scriptures and the right truth because of the sacrifice of the saints who greeted us. Remember their sacrifice forever.